Juwan, thanks for taking the time out. I know the off-season brings you back to the building. How's it feel to be back with the guys? You guys are already 6 or 7 workouts into the off-season.
It feels great. I was here training during the off-season a little bit, and it's not too many people around, during that time. But to have everybody back in the building now, we're having fun again, just being around each other. We left on an exciting note, winning the amount of games we did. The playoff game hurt us, but I feel like everybody's in good spirit, ready for this season.
So that does carry over a little bit, that feeling of success,
Yeah.
that feeling of winning. It kind of gets contagious in the locker room and in the meeting rooms, even in this offseason.
Yes, sir. I think it's part of that new culture we keep talking about, and that winning culture. And we expect to win every game, and we're working to win every game. And I think that's what we're doing. We're working hard right now to build confidence. And, when we go out there and play with confidence, we feel like nobody can touch us.
And you're a young player to have experience on both sides of that ledger, winning games and having success, getting on a roll, and maybe winning and then getting into that drought, trying to get yourself and dig yourself out of a hole. How do you tackle the positives and the negatives as a young player?
It's definitely challenging, but you got to have those guys, older guys around you, mentors around you, and there was a lot of them on that team last year, and there's still some this year. And I'm gonna try to be, to the younger guys that come in now. Personally, I went through some struggles last year and then had some success, and you just have to really rely on, whether it's your parents or whether it's another guy in this locker room on this team.
Always still learning the position. You're only 24 years old, played 40 games in the National Football League. We were talking about that before we started this interview. Kind of weird to think about the amount of play. And with Laremy Tunsil now kicking out to the left tackle at 22, Dolphins look pretty youthful and pretty good at the pillars on the offensive side. Are you looking forward to having Laremy maybe ask you some pointers, some questions about playing that position?
Yes, sir. We've already, gone through a lot of that, just talking about it with him transitioning out of tackle. The plays are a little different. They're the same, but when you're playing guard and tackle, it's a little different, so I'm helping him with that. And also, we're just competing with each other every day. We talk about it all the time. We're like, hey, man, we got to push each other. We just getting started. We got a lot to, work towards, so we're going to keep pushing each other and competing with each other every day.
I wanted to ask you, as an offensive lineman, do you ever get into a rhythm? You hear quarterbacks or pitchers or different sports, golfers, they have, they get into that rhythm and they feel like they're locked in.
Yeah.
As an offensive lineman, do you ever feel that rhythm that you feel like you're locked in?
Oh, for sure. And that's when you're playing your best. The game's slower, you're doing everything, your technique right, and you're doing it consistently right. And you can tell when you're in that zone, and you can also tell when you're out of it. That's when you're struggling. But the best ones, they get on to that, consistent level every time, and that's what I'm working towards.
Schedule came out last week. Does that kind of put your focus, even though it's still in September, does that kind of get you focused? Tampa Bay's number one. You go on the road weeks 2 and 3. Do you kind of start walking yourself through the schedule a little bit?
No, not too soon. Not yet. We'll get there when we get there. Right now, we're focused on our team, and, we're focused on us and making sure we know what we're doing and we know everything ins and outs of everything. So when we get to that time, when it comes to scouting those guys, we'll get to that time. But right now, we're focused on us.
Juwan, if there's one thing that you would critique yourself and you look at yourself on tape, where do you want to take the next step, and where do you feel like, I can build upon my strength there?
Like I said earlier, just being consistent when you were talking about that rhythm, just being in that rhythm, doing your technique right all the time. A lot of times I've relied off my athleticism. Now I want to get to a guy where I'm a technician and my athleticism can help me. So I want to just make sure I'm doing the right thing every time. I'm working with Coach Forrester, all the O-line coaches we have here to help, and they're really helping. So I just want to get that consistent.
How cool was it to have a guy go over 1,000 yards as an offensive lineman? Do you guys feel like your chest gets bowed out a little bit and feeling a little bit good about that?
It definitely was great, especially how the season started. We weren't doing too much in the run game, and Jay did a tremendous job coming in, working hard, and we really relied on all 5 of each other, and even the 2 or 3 other guys who came in and played late in the season. They did a great job filling in. So it's really, you only get judged on so many things as offensive lineman. To protect your quarterback and your running back. So I feel like we were definitely proud to have Jay get 1,000 yards.
Well, a lot of things to build on as a young player, and I know that you'll keep improving as the seasons move along, but you're at a level now where you can help out other guys along that offensive line. Thanks for spending some time with me today, and good luck the rest of the offseason.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You got it, man.